to learn knowledge, ilm. Ilm could be the ilm of books, which is apparent, and the person who learns the knowledge from books is a student. And it could be ilm of the akhirah, hereafter. It could be spiritual ilm, could be batini, of the soul, knowledge of the soul. And even the person who's learning that knowledge is a talib ilm, the student. So both are students who are seeking both forms of knowledge are called students of knowledge. That's why I said that we are sitting here with regards to our batin, our soul, spiritual learning. So we are here to learn the ilm, the knowledge of the batin. But the principle for both ulum, for both forms of knowledge is the same. Just like ilm-e-dhahir, you learn the external knowledge in madrasas, institutes, darul ulums. In the same way, ilm-e-batin, tazkiyah, purification, knowledge of purification, you learn from the khanqah. Subhanallah. So the external knowledge, dhahir, you learn from the kitabs, and this knowledge of the soul you get from the hearts. It's distributed, it's shared. Both are students of knowledge, but you will see regularly that for both ulum, both forms of knowledge in the darul ulums, and those people who learn tazkiyah, purification of the soul, there are students. There are many students learning the knowledge, the apparent knowledge, external books knowledge. But Hazrat Thanvi Sahib Rahmatullah stated that the person who has focus where he is going, whether it's ilmi dhahir, the written knowledge, the book knowledge, or the internal knowledge, the first requisite, the first step is adab. Adab. Behavior, manners, appreciation, value for what you're doing. And the first thing that happens to prevent us from doing this correctly is that a person becomes disrespectful. Disrespectful. So he goes from respect of the deen to disrespect. He starts thinking that I am this, I have learned this knowledge, I have more knowledge than others. And he becomes a be'adab person, a person who disrespects others or things around him. And what's the punishment for a person who is disrespectful? The person who is disrespectful, the biggest punishment is that Allah Ta'ala doesn't allow him to become aware that he is bi'adab. In other words, he is disrespectful. Allah Ta'ala doesn't let him feel that. He still stays big-headed and big shoulders and chest sticking out. It's me who did this, and he has dreams, and he has feelings, he even cries, and he has emotions. But this is all deception and darkness. The real, genuine motive is something else. This is not Allah's ma'rifah. If a person sees dreams and sees kashf and visions and feels good, no. This is not the achievement a Muslim is looking towards. And that Muslim, he's deceived, he's running down that dark alley. But a person who has adab, who has good behavior and respect for the deen, he doesn't have these false feelings. So the punishment for the person who is disrespectful, he thinks I'm fine, I've got a great status, I'm a great person, I'm a great believer, but he doesn't know how far behind he is. So my brothers, we should pray to Allah, that Allah, whichever ilm you take us towards, the book form, kitab ilm, or with the fadl of Allah, with spiritual knowledge, you go to a khanqah, you meet a sheikh who teaches you, then may Allah keep us with respect, with manners and good behavior, and be cautious. And this is a big mujahidah, striving. A person who is trying to stay respectful. And this is not from today, this is from the days of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. This is a verse of the Quran, isn't it? Well, Allah Ta'ala is saying to who? The Sahaba Ikram, the noble companions radiyallahu anhum. And people like Hazrat Talha, Hazrat Umar radiyallahu anhum, that don't speak in a volume louder. Your voices shouldn't be louder than my Habib. Isn't it? So what is Allah Ta'ala taught first to the Sahaba? Adab, manners, respect for the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And this continues to today. This is a precondition. If you want to learn ilm from any teacher, any ustad, then first learn the principles of that ulum that you're learning. For example, you go Darul Ulum, an institute of learning. Adab there is a little bit different. And the best student is he who continues to question his teacher. Nicely, but continues to question. But in the khanqah, the greatest student, the best student is that student who does taqleed, who doesn't do tanqeed, he doesn't keep questioning and challenging, he does taqleed, he follows blindly, if you want me to explain it in a very simple form. So that the person who questions a lot in the Darul Ulum, in the institute where fiqh and jurisprudence and hadith, Quran is taught, and he'll continue to ask, That's adab. That's good adab because he wants to learn. But in the khanka where the soul and the ruh, tazkiyah is performed, the best student is he who stays silent, does taqleed of the shaykh and follows the shaykh blindly. Doesn't question. Even in the madrasa, speaking is good.